Inside ADX Supermax prison, the worst prison in the United States. The fire team moves in, full gear, flashlight scanning. Their voices echo in clipped bursts. Left clear. Panel stable. Vent secured. The camera feed shakes from static and heat shimmer. The smoke thickens, hiding shapes. When they reach the vent, they find the grill bent outward, metal edges softened and warped. Looks melted, says one. The leader kneels, traces a finger near the rim. Too hot to touch. Not electrical, he mutters. Something burned from the inside out. They follow a faint scorched line on the floor, curved like something dragged itself toward the wall. No footprints, no debris. Control, we got deformation here. The leader radios. Request hazmat. The supervisor's voice comes back tight. Copy. Secure area. Do not disturb residue. As they turn to leave, one firefighter stops, crouches again, and looks into the vent's dark throat. For a second, he swears he sees something move. But when he blinks, it's gone. Back in the control room, the evidence camera zooms in on the vent the team found. The edges look almost glassy, fused instead of torn. Around it, fine dust glitters like powdered glass. The lab tech calls it residue, unknown compound. The supervisor stares at the monitors, at the map of the vent network that branches through the whole complex like veins. Where does Shaft 7 run? He asks. A junior officer scrolls through the blueprints. It connects to the old maintenance wing, sir. The sealed isolation cells. Those haven't been used in years, the supervisor says. That's the problem. The officer answers. No one's supposed to be there. For a long moment, the room is silent except for the hum of computers and the faint hiss of the air filters cycling again. The cameras flicker. One of them, focused on Shaft 7, catches something faint. 3 rhythmic knocks, soft as fingertips on steel. Then the feed cuts to static. The control room becomes a war room. On the main screen, blueprints of ADX Florence flood the wall. Vent lines, junctions, sealed shafts, every artery of the prison. The supervisor traces one glowing path with his finger. Shaft 7. It runs beneath unused isolation cells and into Foundation itself, a place long sealed off after structural update years ago. Who authorized this section to stay active? He asks. No one answers. The database shows no power draw, no scheduled work orders, no sensor pings for months. Yet something in that blacked-out corridor has moved. He radios maintenance again. Checks Shaft 7 physical inspection. A long pause. Then, copy control. Outside the windowless command center, the wind beats dust against the concrete, like a reminder that even stone can erode. The supervisor turns back to the monitors, watching the map pulse. Red lines threading through blue ones, like veins through skin. ADX was designed to track everything. Now the system seems to be tracking itself. Morning. The counselor's footsteps echo down range 13. She stops at cell 55413J. Inside, the inmate Janice sits upright, eyes pale, unmoving. She speaks through the intercom, calm and practiced. Mr. Janice, are you all right today? He doesn't answer at first. Then, softly, I saw him. She writes the words on her clipboard. Who did you see? The one who walks events. He says, you can't lock him up. He lives in the air. Her pen stops. For a second, she tells herself it's metaphor, delusion. But his gaze never wavers. Focus on the slit of light above the bed. She notes possible hallucination, observation required, and adds a follow-up for psych review. When she walks away, she keeps her eyes on the glass until the corridor turns. Behind her, the camera inside Janice's cell flickers once. Static blooming across the image like breath on glass. At 14:02 hours, an alert chimes. A quiet ping compared to the sirens of the night before. Motion detected. Shaft 7. The screen shows a grayscale corridor that should be empty. The heat signature is missing. Whatever moved isn't warm enough to be alive. The supervisor leans close. Could be a glitch, someone says. Or not, he replies. Send a team. The feed shakes for a second, then 3 faint knocks echo through the audio. The same rhythm as before. Clang, clang, clang. Every officer in the room freezes. The supervisor's jaw tightens. Confirm source, he orders, though they all know confirmation means walking into the dark. The radio crackles. Copy control. Team en route. On the monitor, the motion stops. The corridor goes still, yet the red indicator light, active, won't turn off. It just blinks, patient and deliberate, as if waiting for them to arrive. The officers reach the sealed section. The air is colder here, carrying the scent of dust and metal. Their flashlights slice through the dark, finding long-abandoned doors marked "Do Not Enter." Structural. Paint flakes like ash. Scanner shows movement beyond the last door, says the tech. No heat signature. Could be rodent activity. The leader suggests. The counselor, standing at the gate for observation, shakes her head. Rodents don't knock. They unbolt the inspection panel. A hiss of air escapes. Old, stale, electric. Then a sound slides through the dark. Slow, dragging, metallic. It stops behind the door. 3 more knocks follow. Closer now. Back off, the leader orders. Control, we've got contact. Request verification. Who's supposed to be in Shaft 7? Static. Then the supervisor's voice quiet. No one. The world compresses into sound. The scanner flashes error codes, the lights dim, and then, through the steel, a voice. Hoarse. Human. Whispering. Still here? Every officer freezes. The counselor steps forward before she can stop herself, whispering back. Who's there? Silence. Then the voice again, lower. Still here. The tech's equipment suddenly shuts down, battery drained. The leader signals retreat. The team backs away, sealing the gate behind them. The last thing they hear is breathing. Not mechanical static, not airflow, but slow and deliberate exhalation on the other side of the steel. When they report back, the supervisor writes the official entry. Auditory anomaly, cause unknown. Shaft 7 remains sealed. But everyone who heard it carries the same thought home that night. Maybe the prison isn't as empty as the blueprints say. The tunnel back to the main block feels longer than before. Their footsteps echo in rhythm with the pulse of the emergency lights. Dust falls from pipes overhead, stirred by unseen air currents. No one speaks. Halfway through, one officer glances behind them. For an instant, he swears he sees movement at the far end, a shimmer like heat above asphalt. He blinks. It's gone. They reach the blast door, check badges, codes, voices. Routine feels sacred again. The air tastes metallic like old copper. When the door seals, the leader exhales. Whatever that was, he says, we don't talk about it on record. Back in the control room, the supervisor replays the corridor feed. For 2 frames, barely a tenth of a second, a shape crosses a lens. Tall, thin, almost human, but the pixels refuse to define it. He rewinds, plays again. The shape's gone. Only static remains. By midnight, calm returns, at least on paper. The incident report is filed. The fire residue samples are in the lab. Patrols resume their routes. But the supervisor can't shake the feeling that something beneath the data is breathing. He leans back in his chair, eyes red from hours of blue light. On the wall above his desk are pins marking the prison's history. 1983, 1995, 2007, 2012. Each tied to an event, a lesson, a rule. The newest pin sits blank. He doesn't know what name to write yet. The screens hum. Most show still corridors. One, Shaft 7, shows darkness that seems too deep for cameras. He rubs his temples. System's fine, he mutters. System's fine. But the air duct above him ticks once, twice, like metal cooling. He looks up. For a moment, the reflection on his monitor isn't his face. It's someone standing behind him. He spins his chair. Empty room. Only the faint sound of breathing through the vents. The next morning, cell 55413, J is empty. The bed is untouched, the air still. The hatch locked through the night. The door never opened. Cameras show him sitting at 3:17 a.m., then a flicker, and the cell is vacant. They replay it frame by frame. The TV glows with static, then briefly shows Corridor C, the same image from the night of the fire. A figure walks through smoke. Then the screen blinks out and Janice is gone. No sensor triggered. No heat trace. No movement recorded outside the cell. The only evidence left is a faint imprint on the floor, his shadow, burned into the concrete like a photographic negative. The warden arrives from home, Ty askew, voice cracking. How could a man vanish from ADX? No one answers, because the truth is harder than failure. Somewhere in the duct system, a motion sensor flashes alive. Shaft 7 again. And this time, the readings pulse like a heartbeat. The alarms rise once more, red lights painting the gray halls. Teams deploy, corridors seal, but it's different now. Slower, heavier, as if the prison itself hesitates. In the camera feeds, thin smoke drifts through the lower tunnels. It doesn't spread. It moves, sliding along corners, pooling under doors, flowing against the wind. In one corridor, the mist gathers and holds shape, a faint silhouette of a man walking, his outline pulsing with the same dull orange as the vent fire. He stops before the camera, lifts his head, and fades. The control room goes silent. The supervisor whispers, "Shut it down." But what do you shut down when the machine isn't broken, when it's awake? Outside, the Colorado dawn is pale and innocent. The world beyond the fence hums with life, unaware. Inside, red lights blink in steady rhythm. The same rhythm as 3 knocks. Clang, 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 and then nothing, only the sound of air moving to the lungs of a living prison.